The Frozen North, episode 91.
Dem Grafix.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode number 91 of the Frozen North Gaming Podcast. My name is JJ, and I'm here with my two friends, Mark.
Howdy, y'all!
I'm Mark.
I'm Mark.
There you are. Okay, there it is. And Brian.
Hello, everybody. I am Brian. Thank you.
Okay, man, we are just full of words today.
What it is?
It's great.
We have a lot of charisma today.
Oh, boy.
What happened? What?
Tell us more.
You
Tell me
think-
more.
What the heck have you guys been playing?
I'll tell you what I've been playing, JJ. I've been playing.
I've been playing.
I've been playing 24 boxes of loot and Overwatch.
Have you actually been playing Overwatch, though?
I played it for a lot of last week, but then this week, not at all, because I was like, oh yeah, I have to finish that Final Fantasy 9. So I've been pushing through Final Fantasy 9, and I beat it like 10 minutes before I left to get over here.
Solid. We'll be recording that one tomorrow.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Oh, I also, because I picked it up on the Steam sale, and I just wanted to see what it was like, I played like the first hour and a half of Doom.
Oh.
Doom.
Yeah, how'd you like it?
It's pretty good.
Oh, pretty good.
Pretty good, huh?
Yep.
Is that it?
Yeah, dude. All right.
Cool. No Farmville this week?
Not yet.
Oh, man. I've been playing a mobile game.
Actually, dial that back.
Oh.
I did just pick up that really popular Steam game that's basically like Harvest Moon. Stardew Valley.
Stardew Valley. Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to playing that.
Cool. Yeah, I'm curious about that. Let me know how it is.
Sure.
I have been playing a cell phone game. A little game called Pokemon Go.
Nice.
You guys heard of it?
Yep.
It works sometimes, which is nice. It's been frustrating with the servers and everything, but honestly, like I got a bunch of people that I found out at work that play it. So we all joined Team Mystic, the blue team, and we're gonna try and just like any gyms that are near us and stuff like that, we'll just try and take them over and hold them and whatnot. And it's cool to just be kind of sitting in your living room, and all of a sudden there's a Caterpie who buzzes at you, and you're like, oh hey, I'm gonna catch a Caterpie, and it's just a fun little time waster. I'm enjoying it. So. And then I've also been playing Overwatch a bunch.
Oh, yeah.
We had some fun times last night.
Last night we played, a good 2 hours. Something
Oh, yeah.
Like that.
Easily.
We were doing pretty good, too.
Yeah, it was fun.
Got my new Reinhardt skin, and I've been rocking it with him.
Oh, yeah, that Black Heart.
Oh, I love Reinhardt. He's great. And then I started playing Star Ocean, the
Brand
new
new
one,
one.
Integrity and Faithlessness. It's good if you like old school RPGs. It's like an old school JRPG from the like Super Nintendo, PlayStation era with present day ish style graphics. They're not like top of the top, but they're updated.
They look pretty good. Like for a JRPG, they look pretty good.
They do. They're just not very detailed. Like when you actually get into it, like one of the first areas is this huge beach.
Yeah.
You go onto it, and like it's literally just there's no clouds in the sky or anything like that. It's just like blue above, and then the water is kind of just there. It doesn't look bad. It's just very plain. That's why I compare it to those older JRPGs. And then the gameplay itself is fantastic. I love having that many people in my party and having spells flying all over the place. And there's no battle screens. You see enemies on the map. You just go up and start fighting them with your 7-man party. Which is crazy. The camera angles, though, are a little wonky, which kind of is frustrating at times, but I'm still having a pretty good time with it. I would recommend it to anybody who likes the old school stuff. Is just looking for something with a fresh coat of paint.
Yeah.
So, but if you're looking to either get into the series or you're looking for a brand new JRPG that's going to push the boundaries of what we've seen, I would probably move
Wrong
past
genre.
it. Right.
Touche.
And Final Fantasy 9. Obviously, I beat that about a week and a half ago.
Nice. Did you get the gold chocobo?
So, I did not. I didn't even do any of that stuff.
Man.
I didn't. Ever since I played Final Fantasy 7 on PS4, and I was able to get the Platinum Trophy, do everything in the game with that, I'm waiting for 8 and 9 to come out on PS4 as well. Hopefully one day. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I would love to see it happen if they just ported the Steam versions over.
Yeah.
And then I would do Platinums on those as well. And then I would.
I was trying to do a lot of the in-game stuff, but after like 6 or 7 runs at Ozma, just like, nope.
Yeah, you just weren't getting lucky enough.
I even tried with like the cheat that gives you 999,000 or whatever damage.
Really?
And I still couldn't beat him.
That's crazy. Wow.
It sucked.
I figured that would be the only way that I'd be able to beat him.
Yeah.
With that. Oh, that's
I don't think I even got to hit him when I did it that time.
What?
Yeah.
Jeez. Ugh.
Woof.
That's Ozma for you.
Yep.
Brian, what about you?
I just finished Blood and Wine on New Game Plus, so I have put Witcher 3 to bed for at least hibernate for the foreseeable future. I'll probably return and play it again at some point.
Again, what do you need to get to like 400 hours?
No, like
time?
back, you know how you want to, with your favorite games, like after a year or two, you're like, man, I really want to go back and experience that world.
Yeah, definitely.
That'll probably be. It's definitely gonna. I deleted it off my computer after I finished it, and now it's resting. But
plus, with The Witcher, there's other decisions you can make. There's different paths you can take and stuff.
Yep.
So
and I
replayability
still am not positive I've seen every side quest in the game. Like I always find the new one every time I replay it. So.
Was your ending on the expansions more
they were
depressing as your original one?
No, that I assume I got the good ending. It ended. It's not a good ending, but but the way it ended, I was like, oh, this is like the perfect send off for Geralt. So I assume that's the good one. I'll when everyone's kind of gotten caught up, we can talk about it. But yeah, that was what I got, and then obviously Overwatch. Been playing that, and then I fired up Doom this morning. Gonna play through Doom.
Nice,
cool.
Yeah, dude.
On PC.
On the PC in glorious 60 frames per second.
Let's try that again.
Speaking of which, and I know I've played with our buddy Urkable Gamer a couple of times, but if you're playing Overwatch on PC and you want to join a game or something like that, shoot me an email over at frozennorthpodcast@gmail.com. I'd be happy to add you to my friends list and get in a few games.
Yeah, we're not bros. We just like to have a good time.
Yep, absolutely.
We like to watch JJ swing his Reinhardt hammer around.
I do.
Or axe now.
And we like to play Overwatch.
Yeah.
All right.
Ooh!
I had to.
Oh, boy.
Anyways. All right. So, yeah, like I said, if you'd like to email us, do so at frozennorthpodcast@gmail.com. Our website is fngaming.net. Our Facebook is facebook.com/thefrozennorth. Our Twitter is @fnpodcast. Our blog is frozennorthpodcast.blogspot.com. And we have a YouTube channel, which is Frozen North Gaming, where you can see the episodes a day early. And that's where you can also see the Final Fantasy IX book club that we did.
That epic conclusion.
Conclusion tomorrow. Yep. And we're on iTunes. Subscribe
Them tunes.
and rate us.
Yes.
Subscriber rate.
Good throwback.
Yeah.
What throwback? You say it every day.
What? Good.
Can't argue
Good
with that.
recurring joke.
Good callback to yesterday.
Please subscribe. I apologize.
Oh man, Brian, what do we got for news?
News. Okay, so let's talk about some things. All right, so if you guys haven't noticed, a little augmented reality is taking over people's lives. A game called Pokemon Go released, and people are running around like crazy outside trying to catch these little critters.
Guilty.
I'm not a Pokemon fan, so it didn't really pique my interest, but boy, is it taking the internet by storm. In fact,
I definitely was not like creepily walking around a hospital trying to get a Pokestop tagged on there and take over a gym.
so the
Did
way
that actually happen?
so the
On my lunch break.
So the way this game works is you pull up your camera and it's augmented reality, so it superimposes. It'll say, "Hey, a Pokemon's nearby," and you search.
Oh
for
yeah, I
it.
played the game that the people originally made.
Yeah, like
Ingress.
Ingress. Yeah.
Anyway, a couple of news about this big behemoth. Number one, a girl found a dead body, I believe in Wyoming.
What?
By playing Pokemon Go, because you have to. So there's a map on it, and there are gyms in real life that they, I think, really smartly put like near landmarks and some such buildings. I don't know how they determine where the gyms are, but anyway, so you're I guess, encouraged to explore. And so this Wyoming girl found a body
Yep.
Where was this body?
in Wyoming.
Yeah.
That's about it. All the article talks about is how she was trying to hunt
Was
Pokemon.
it a murder?
I don't-
Oh, it's
Just
just all we
found a
got.
body. I'm not
She
sure.
found-
I'm pretty
I'm
sure.
trying
found
to
a
delve too
human-
deep into the story.
Yeah. She found a human body. But the other thing, they finally acknowledged, I guess, I don't play it, but JJ, you have, the servers have been really bad.
Yeah.
They finally acknowledged that they know about it and they're going to work on it. Hopefully that gets fixed for all those fans of Pokemon out there.
It's been brutal.
That's what people have been saying. I'm on Reddit a lot, so I get to see like all that, hubbub.
I saw was Nintendo stock was doing really good after the release of this game.
It's very popular.
Yeah.
Very popular. Popular bluff.
And if you go to my Twitter, you can see my screenshot of me taking over a gym here.
Nice.
That's right.
Which
Boom.
one?
Which gym?
Yeah, which gym?
The bank on
One
the
of
corner?
my favorite
Nice.
one of my favorite Reddit posts in the past couple of days was see a Pokemon Go one. I guess the White House is considered a gym, and so people kept posting, "I've taken the White House."
Yes.
So, in people in DC area, the White House area is a gym, so they go in there. So the White House is a big popular gym to try
That's
to go and
great.
take. Yeah, it's really funny. Okay, a couple of little plibits. That's a word I just made up for like little morsels. Red Dead Redemption on Xbox is getting that backwards compatibility, so give it a play. A lot of people maybe missed that back in the early or to mid PS3 days. Play it; it's fantastic.
Somebody asked us about it. Was it Murphy?
I think it was Murphalurf.
Yeah, we were playing Overwatch last night. He
Yep.
had never played it before.
That's right.
And we were like, play it, do it.
Yeah, definitely.
It's really good.
And then finally, No Man's Sky is complete and has gone gold, so it will be coming out unless they scratch the CD, and then it'll be delayed. He was holding up a CD, and the video or the picture of the No Man's Sky. Okay,
I just want
over
to play
Mark's
it.
head.
I just want to play it.
Let's see, what else do we have for news? Oh, Blizzard, they are hiring some peeps for an unnamed Diablo project.
Oh.
My prayer is that it's for a remake of Diablo 1 and 2. Like, put it in the skin of Diablo 3.
That'd be pretty cool.
That would be neat.
At least Diablo 1.
Yeah.
Just add a run function.
Yes!
That's all I want.
So slow. And let's see. I don't think there's really anything else that's huge on here. There's some tidbits. The BioShock
Plibits, you mean?
collection. What?
Plibits.
Plibits, a couple more plibits. So the BioShock collection, a little bit more news has released for that. Actually, I'm really excited for it. So they aren't remaking BioShock Infinite. We actually had that when I came out with the news a couple weeks ago. We were like, why would they remake that game? That's like 2013. That doesn't feel like... So they're not. It's just going to be part of the package. They are remastering 1 and 2. If you own those on Steam, which I do, you get that free.
There you go.
Oh, snap.
Yeah,
I
so,
do too.
Yeah, if you own 1 and 2 on Steam, they're literally giving you the remastered version completely free, so you don't have to rebuy them.
That's fantastic.
That's really, really awesome news.
Now, is it going to cost the same as the original is?
$40?
Does the original cost $40 right now?
No, I mean like I think the package, the three game package is $40, I believe. When they release, I don't know how much the.
So you can't buy them individually.
No, I don't believe
Okay,
so.
got it.
But if you already own them, you do get literally just, hey, here's the, here it is for free, guys. Enjoy it and
Cool with
play
that.
it. Yeah, and yeah, that's about it for news.
That's some good news.
Some plibits in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Pretty nice.
Very cool.
Yep.
We got a bit of a shorter episode this week, just because tomorrow like I said, we're doing the book club thing, and that's gonna take. So I just don't want
2
to
hours.
edit so much. And then our last episode went almost 2 hours as well.
That's true.
Right. So we're just gonna do the contributor question, and then we're gonna call it there.
Yeah, and then we'll maybe a roast of Mark. I don't know.
I mean, that's every
I
episode.
was gonna say, when is that? That's not different from any the other ones. All right. So contributor question. Last episode we asked, when it comes to graphics, do you prefer realism or a unique visual style? So our bro gamer buddy Brandon sent in a response. we'll let him take it from here.
Hey everyone, your favorite bro gamer, Brandon here. Just contributing to this week's episode, answering the question about which art style do I prefer in video games. This one was a tough one for me. I'm still split. It's probably about 51%, 49%. I prefer a unique art style in video games. One of my favorite series of all times is Borderlands, and that, most of you can agree, has a very, very unique art style. JJ doesn't like it, but that's neither here nor there, because he's just wrong about everything anyway. But, just a developer taking a risk on something, making it look like a unique world. That's part of what video games is about, in my opinion. Don't get me wrong. I love realism. I love realism, but I much prefer a unique art style in video games. So it basically shows the creative side of the developers, and I think that's really cool and really unique. So thanks for listening to me. I hope everyone has a good week.
And we're back. Brandon, I want to point out, if I'm always wrong, how come you're the one who said 51% to 49%, and then in the same sentence you said you much prefer one over the other? I'm just saying here.
You got a point.
I'm just saying. So basically,
those percentages are pretty close.
Right. So that comes back to Borderlands being awful. It's really not awful. It's
not your jam.
It's so
good.
Even from a JRPG fan, that game is so samesies. Like, it's just the same thing over and over and over again.
There aren't a lot of games that aren't, though, if you think about it.
The Witcher 3's really...
There's exceptions, but even if the
only thing that makes it not samesies is the writing.
Even if you boil down The Witcher 3, it's still very much run around, kill monsters.
Oh, sure.
So I guess it's a flavor of...
But there's different scenery, too.
Although,
Borderlands does not have different scenery.
Yeah, and I think that's part of the art style's problem.
Right.
Because if everything looks cartoony, you don't have the opportunity to really... There are different areas in there, especially in 2, like the Hyperion.
Yeah, like one of them has a purple sky instead of a red one.
But I think that does actually... we're talking about Grafix right now. Grafix. And so I think that is a downside to having a stylized, cel-shaded look. You might have a problem differentiating scenes or areas due to the fact that if everything has a bright color palette...
Just because someone's going to email us hate mail and point this out, there's a lot of different environments. In
there are,
Borderlands
but
too. There's like that ice environment.
Hold on.
I'm sure there's like inside volcanoes.
Yeah, but they all have that, like, if you are all looking at it like this cartoon and you see the same kind of, I guess, structure, and it's just a little bit of different color swap palettes, then you can
palette swapping in Borderlands.
Yeah, then you can be like, oh, because I agree there are a lot of different areas, but I also understand that in a realistic game, if you're going to go to a snowy area, you're going to have a different lighting and look to it.
It's not going to be the same wasteland that's just white instead of tan.
Oh my! That part is indoors.
I'm just saying, like,
we're trying to prove a point. Like in The Witcher, which is a game which
I'm a stickler.
Well, but then there's
there's
the other side of the coin. A game like The Witcher, who is going for realism, right? With its look, very varied. Now, granted, it's hard to knock The Witcher in any way because the way they constructed that world is on master level.
Even with it going for realism,
right.
It's still got its own unique flavor to it.
But the downside to that is in, I'd say, 10 years, Borderlands, when you go back to both, will hold up much better than The Witcher 3.
True.
Because they're basically, downsides to doing realism, downsides to doing...
That's a good point.
There's also not just cartoony as stylized. There's also, if you look at Borderlands...
Mm-hmm. I would
Borderlands. If you look at Overwatch,
right,
and you look at BioShock Infinite, those are both games that, if you looked at certain characters, you could say, this is kind of a realistic art style. But no, it's more of like a Disney painted art style.
Yeah, I call it the comic book style.
Yeah, exactly.
Very
World of Warcraft has that.
Yep. And that's Blizzard's MO. They're very comic book, stylized. And that's the thing. Stylized art is never going to wow you like The Witcher 3 does. It's never going to, I don't look at Overwatch the same way I do Witcher 3. I think Overwatch looks great, and it does its purpose, but I don't stop and go, because I was in Tucson this past couple weeks.
Oh, man.
I don't literally stop and just pan the camera around and go,
Yeah.
like I do in Witcher 3. So
Yeah.
it's really one of those
It's tough.
fascinating.
There's definitely room for both. No doubt about
Oh
that.
yeah, it's definitely one of those like questions that's really no right or wrong answer. Like, what do you prefer? Well,
I think for me, I probably prefer the unique art style overall, simply because I feel like there's way more room for creativity. And I mean, that's a given, obviously. And, you know, if you're going for realism, absolutely, it's going to look great. Well, potentially. It's supposed to, the idea is to get it to look great. And so that's going to be your main focus is being like, okay, what can I do to make this look more realistic? And that's literally going to be like, that just seems kind of narrow-minded to me. Not that it doesn't come out looking fantastic and amazing, but, you know, if you're saying like, all right, I want to kind of create this new world, and I want it to look like this.
right.
And you have like, you can basically just go anywhere with it, you know, because you are making something that's unique.
Sure.
And nobody can tell you it looks bad if, you know, you achieved what it is that you set out to do looks-wise.
Right.
Like Child of Light, perfect example. Not a realistic game by any means, but the art style is absolutely beautiful. And I absolutely had a blast playing it, and the way that it looked was gorgeous. So I really appreciate the uniqueness of a stylized look.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's just one of those things. Like it's hard pressed for me to decide what I would prefer. I like JJ said, there's room for both. I mean, after playing The Witcher 3, you obviously like look at that world, and they've crafted something that's high fantasy grounded. Yet the monster design alone is unbelievably good.
It's insane.
It's some of the best monster design I've ever seen in a game. And it's coming from a realism point of view, where it's like, okay, well, what would a Mandragora look like, or not Mandragora? What am I thinking of here? What would
It's almost a
Andrega?
combination of the two
Yeah.
in that sense, because you're making
Andrega.
something that is realistic,
Yeah.
while, you know, creating something that's completely made
Right.
up.
Yeah, and actually, if you look the other direction, like the epitome of realistic graphics would be the
Battlefield?
Well, I was going to go with the Call of Duty series.
Yeah.
And because it's super realistic and it's set in like the modern era, I guess not anymore, but the past ones were. I think they realize they have to compensate, so that's why they always have like aircraft carriers crashing into New York
Set
City
pieces.
and exactly.
Yep.
Because they know they have to have that just to
Yeah.
keep people interested.
Yeah, it's a tough question. I want both in my life. I get into moods like
I
I
think
said.
everybody wants both. At some
Yeah,
point.
but like I said, there's two games. I mean, I'm playing Overwatch on one hand and Witcher 3 on the other hand,
Yeah.
and they're exactly the antithesis of graphic wise. Overwatch is going for a play a hero shooter in a comic book, while Witcher 3 is like, we've crafted a world and explore it, please.
Exactly. Sometimes you want Chinese, sometimes you want Italian.
And sometimes you want that sweet, sweet sirloin.
Yep.
We're fat.
That should be the title of the
I
episode.
mean, we're not going to argue.
We're also hungry.
Touche. I don't think anybody would argue that there's definitely room for both. So
I think we should all agree and put this to bed that when I say graphics, I really mean over-encompassing.
What's graphics?
Well, what graphics used to
Graphics?
be was the a polygonal count on like a graph, right? For the if you look at the wireframe of these 3D models, you get the.
remember when Mario 64 came out? How amazing everybody thought that.
Oh yeah, that's what's so fun about. Like you look back at these games. Like I tried to play Deus Ex. Bless my heart.
Have fun.
I tried to play Deus Ex. Bless my heart. I got not very far until I was like, I'm just gonna watch a recap because when that game first came out, how amazing did it look?
Super amazing.
Yeah, it is garbage now. Like in the voice acting,
It was like indistinguishable from real life.
Yes.
When it came out.
yeah, you were like, what? I can't even tell. Is this real or is this not real?
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting. Do you think there are? I'm trying to think of. There's got to be an example off the top of my head. I just can't think of right now. But like, you think maybe it's possible for a game to, when it comes out, I guess not at this point, but like, let's say a game that came out 15 years ago, and it had the best graphics at the time, and everybody was like, "Holy crap! Do you see how like close to realistic this looks?" And blah blah. 15 years ago, that still didn't mean much, but I mean, we still had games where people were like, "Look at this."
Oh yeah.
A good example: Donkey Kong Country.
Oh yeah.
The way that Donkey Kong looked on Super Nintendo.
They call that clay, like the clay look almost.
Right,
Yeah.
but it honestly, like, it looked somewhat real. Like, at least not the game itself, but like his motions and stuff.
I still remember when that came out, being like, "Whoa."
Would you look at that now as its own unique individual art style?
Yeah, I mean,
It's obviously not realism anymore.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. Even when it, I remember when that game came out, because I remember it was like new technology and everybody free. Like we were like, "What is this?"
Did you get the VHS from Nintendo Power?
I think
where it had like the whole like. I mean, you can get it for like $5 on eBay now, but you probably have to pay more for a VCR at this point. But yeah, it was cool. It just explained about the game. Anyways, carry on.
Well, I mean, you look at the games like Mortal Kombat; they used live actors.
That's how you got to do it.
And that doesn't look good anymore.
Right.
You've got games like Clay Fighters and what other game was it? They actually used stop motion animation to animate, which is another realistic. That doesn't look good anymore. Donkey Kong, I've seen screens. It's still
Clay Fighter. That's another one. Could you think of that as its own unique visual style?
Yeah,
now?
Of course. Claymation is definitely one that you can be like, that's definitely. They're not going for realism because Clay doesn't look like a real, a person. And same with Donkey Kong. I always looked like Donkey Kong, like it was so realistic. It was like you're playing with the toys, but in the game.
Yeah,
they had that almost unrealistic shine to them, like a toy would.
It was pretty amazing.
But it was such for the Super Nintendo, you were like. Yeah. I remember that game just blew everyone away.
It still holds up to this day.
Yep,
it still
absolutely.
Looks great.
Yep. And there are art styles that really do stand the test of time.
Earthworm Jim.
Well, any kind of cartoon, obviously they're going to look. There's higher fidelity. We've all played Child of Light recently, which has way more fidelity than, say, a game like Earthworm Jim or any of those cartoon-like games back in the day. But they still have way longer shelf life. I mean, look at World of Warcraft, very stylized, cartoony style. Now go back and look at EverQuest, and there's a huge disparity, and those games aren't very far apart as far as being released. I think EverQuest was released in 99, 2000, and then Warcraft is in 2004. So you only have about a 5-year difference, and it looks.
That was a big time though for. 3D graphics.
But I'm just saying that. Even EverQuest 2, they went out for a more realistic style, and you can look at the difference between WoW now and there's something about I don't know if it tricks the eye or you just forgive that there are missing details in a cartoon-like world that you're like, oh, well, this is a cartoony world, so of course it's not going to look like, of course these mountains are going to be weird looking. So, I don't know, it's kind of interesting to dive into and think about and ponder over, and you drink Mandrake moonshine.
That's true.
Yeah.
Oh man, I keep wanting to jump back into The Witcher, but I got Star Ocean now, and as soon as I finish this, I'm going to be starting up I Am Setsuna, and then as soon as that's done, No Man's Sky.
I think you will like Hearts of Stone, but I think you will like Blood and Wine better than you did the original story.
Especially JJ.
The original story. I loved. Don't get me wrong, Witcher 3 is my favorite game of all time, but I think you'll like Blood and Wine better than the Wild
It takes
Hunt
place
story.
in like an Arthurian high fantasy.
Oh yeah,
kind of setting.
One of my two. They came out with two very very likable. Regis, my favorite character of all time now, better than Vesemir. May he rest in peace.
Spoilers.
That's the original.
Yes, man.
I'm not going to say anything about Blood and Wine, but then you got the Duchess. The Duchess of Toussaint. She is the Duchess of Toussaint is woo. Not only is she gorgeous, she's a great character.
Spoilers.
Spoilers. She's a hottie.
Spoilers. Aradin, King of the Wild Hunt, is Geralt's father. He says it to him in the Cloud City of what's a city in of Velan. The Cloud City of Velan while he's got his saber.
Take your word for it.
And he cuts his hand.
That's not a Cloud City.
You guys are missing the reference.
Bespin is a Cloud City.
Yeah, but we're trying to merge two
You're trying to merge
genres.
Star Wars and
yeah,
Witcher?
I'm not doing a very good job of it, but I'm trying.
It's all right. I forgive you.
Yeah.
Geralt's nothing like Luke.
That's true.
Mark, Geralt.
You see what I have to deal with?
Damn it.
What do you have to deal with?
this kind of crap. I make a stupid joke or something, and instead of just going like, "Huh, yeah, okay."
Yeah,
You
but
just
then
go
I
like,
help you,
Actually, there's a
JJ. But then I help you
fact
by
check.
giving you like a 10 bullet point argument to use on Facebook against someone stupid.
Very true. Very true. You'll notice I didn't copy paste though,
True.
and I wasn't going to do that because
That's good.
yeah. Well, I mean, I got nothing else. Anybody else got anything?
Negatory rubber duckies.
I got a deep hunger in my stomach.
What are you feeling like today, buddy? We're fat.
Something cheap.
That is.
That's sirloin.
That's
Wait,
no.
no.
Oh, no.
That's-
That KC strip. Kobe beef.
that beef jerky.
That jerky.
There we go. We'll just go buy a bag of beef jerky and
Yep.
call it
All
a meal.
right. Well, then I guess we'll call it here. And like I said, look for the next book club episode. We're going to record tomorrow, so that should be out sometime this week or next weekend. That's all I got.
That's all I got.
That's all I got.
All right. Well, then with that, this is the Frozen North signing off for episode number 91. Again, I apologize, shorter episode, but you know what? We needed a break.
Sometimes short is
So,
sweet.
even though we just had a 3-week break.
Yeah.
But it was E3, and we did a lot of extra work.
Yeah.
Sort of, I played video games.
Yeah.
I don't know where I'm going with this right now.
Just keep going.
You know
Talk,
what?
talk, talk,
You know
talk.
what? It's our show, so you can't.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
What are you going to do about it, huh?
Yeah, what are you going to do?
What are you gonna
What
do?
are you going to
Woo!
do? Thank you again very much for listening. We appreciate it. My name is JJ.
My name is Mark.
God, what
was that?
And my name's Brian. We're going to figure out what that was in a minute.
As always, keep on gaming.
Our theme song was made available through the Creative Commons Attribution license by Ziphoid. The song title is Radical Fanfare.